is Monday, which means it's time for another video. I just want to say thank you guys for voting on the poll. It really is no surprise that this movie won the poll, because it is a fairly newer release. This came out, it says 2023, so it's just last year. And as you can tell from the thumbnail, it is Night Screams. This is the Vinegar Syndrome 4K. Yes, I do not own a 4K player, but it is 4K and Blu-ray, so I wanted to pick this up because I love the obscure 80s slasher films. Okay, it's very cheesy, not gonna lie. I actually got this off of eBay, not from Vinegar Syndrome's website. I got it off of eBay fairly cheaper than what it is selling for, which is always a plus. And it was brand new, so kind of a steal. I love these kinds of slips. Yeah, that makes sense too when you actually sit down and watch the movie. And I was expecting more like gore and like a lot of carnage. As you can see from that cover, like it just looks nasty. I'm not gonna lie, it really wasn't. It wasn't bad, but it wasn't great. And the one thing that really does it for me, and this was kind of the same thing that happened with Fatal Games, which is ironic because they're both Vinegar Syndrome releases. It was a movie that I was excited to watch, but the acting was very terrible. And the only person I know in this movie was, what the fuck is his name? Well, his name in real life is Ron Thomas. He was in The Karate Kid and the Cobra Kai series, right there. But that's the only character I know in this. It's a lot of no names. And it's weird because the beginning of this film, there's like a disclaimer thing. There are like these random scenes from Graduation Day, like right in the beginning of the movie. And supposedly they put that in to fill the runtime, which is a little cheap if you ask me. But it is what it is. Yeah, it's a shame because I wanted to love it. And like I said, I don't hate it, but it could have been much better. When did this come out? 1987. So it's kind of like towards the end of that 80s slasher craze. 87 through 89, a lot of the movies, there was like less and less of the slasher films, unfortunately. So you get stuff like this and it's just kind of like there. But anyways, what this movie is about, these escaped convicts they broke out and they like hang out in this house. I don't even know, did they explain what, it's kind of like, yeah, it's his, parents' place. I don't know if it's his house or like a vacation house or something. These kids are all having a party there. The main kid, he is going to college, off to college, his fancy school for football. And one by one, they're all getting killed. And it's it's mostly just stabbings. The best kill, I think, is the grill kill. That was probably the best one. And I'm reading the back of this, and it does say that it was deemed too short by its distributor, so they literally added like a bunch of stock sex and violence scenes from like other stuff just to add to the runtime. And yeah, there's a pre-release cut alongside the standard theatrical version, which I watched the theatrical version. I probably should have watched the pre-release cut. Eventually I'll get to the pre-release, because with this exact copy, there's the 4K. You get the 4K, and then you get the disc 1 for Blu-ray, and then disc 2. And I remember disc 2 is the reconstruction of the 80-minute pre-release cut of Night Screams, along with introductions by executive producer and producer/co-writer. So I feel like that might be better than the actual theatrical version. So eventually I will get to that. Maybe it will change my mind with this film. Like I said, it's not terrible. I still enjoyed it for what it was. I watched some pretty bad movies. And I enjoy some pretty bad movies. So it definitely is one that I'm kind of glad that I own. But it could have been better. But yeah, that's all I got to say about Night Screams. I'm not going to spoil the ending because this is a very obscure movie. I feel like you should watch it. I think it might be available on YouTube. Not sure. But I hope you guys enjoyed. Shortly after this review gets posted, I will be putting more movies on the poll. So stay tuned for that. Also, stay tuned for Thursday's video. I'm not sure what exactly I'm doing yet. It's usually a surprise. So stay tuned for that. But in the meantime, I'll see you guys on Thursday.